I recently had a brief exchange on YouTube comments with someone who essentially was claiming that biblical interpretation should not be left up to the individual, and that it actually lies with the church. The church provides the correct interpretation of Scripture, thereby precluding error into which the common man may easily fall if he does not have the church to set him aright and or give him the proper interpretation of Scriptures. I've actually been told that I belong to a cult because I attend a typical evangelical non-affiliated church. And since I'm not part of one of the groups that claim to have the succession, lineage, or authoritative pedigree going back to the apostles and Jesus, since I don't belong to one of those, I guess I'm not really part of a Christian church, apparently. Well, here's the problem with that. Unless you've been living under a rock, you probably know that there are dozens of groups, denominations, and or sects of Christianity that claim exactly the same thing. To have the correct interpretation of Scripture and to have the authoritative succession, lineage, all the way back to the apostles, the original true faith that Christ taught and the apostles taught. Obviously, they can't all be true. Obviously, they cannot all be accurate in making that claim. If only there was some way that we could know which one of these is, in fact, accurate, or maybe none of them. If only there was some sort of overarching authority that we could, consult or compare or contrast or search out to see if in fact these things are true. If God would have just given us that somehow, because man, I want to be, adhering to the correct interpretation of Scripture. I want to be adhering to the correct theology, but all these different groups are telling me that they have the correct theology. So I don't know. It would have been nice if there would have been some blueprint or instruction